Hello and welcome back to my channel. As always, I am Matt from Cleveland Sex Therapy. I'm a licensed clinical therapist and certified sex therapist. Today we are going to be talking about a doozy of a topic, sex addiction. First, a disclaimer. If you have come to this video with the ideas and hopes that I'm going to affirm the existence of sex addiction, you have come to the wrong place. At Cleveland Sex Therapy and across many organizations, we do not believe in this term. Instead, we define what a lot of our society calls sex addiction as out of control sexual behavior. So today we will be exploring why sex addiction is not real, defining what out of control sexual behavior is, and how our society can take a more sex positive approach to treatment. First things first, there is no official diagnosis of sex addiction. This does not exist. Where some people can be diagnosed with a substance use disorder, you can't do that with human sexuality. But that doesn't stop people. So why does this term exist? Well, a number of reasons. First, it was a term that was created to shame people for engaging in non-normative behaviors. So if you liked kinky behavior or you liked to masturbate, you have a sex addiction. Second, it is used as a way for people not to accept responsibility for their actions. Think Tiger Woods, Andrew Tate, Harvey Weinstein, so many people out there. And finally, some people feel like they can't gain control over these behaviors. And because of that, they're equating it to like using a drug or drinking. Although using drugs and engaging in sexual activity both release dopamine, this is where the similarities end. With drug and alcohol use, you have tolerance effects. You don't have that with sexuality. With drug and alcohol use, you have withdrawal symptoms. You don't have that with sexuality. And quite frankly, you won't die if you don't have sex. And feeling like you will doesn't count. The key word that we have to look at when we are trying to determine if something is an addiction or not is the word control. So when it comes to sex that feels out of control or problematic, we want to think about the why behind this. What is the difference between masturbating 5 times in a day versus sitting and watching 5 hours of Netflix? There is no difference. But why we feel like masturbating 5 times a day is wrong is because society has told us that it's abnormal. Remember, our world is wildly sex negative, and we can't help that we grew up in this place of purity culture, sex negativity, and puritanical thinking. What we really want to look at is the distress that it is causing on our lives. If I am missing work, canceling plans with friends, or not showing up to doctor's appointments because I am masturbating, this may be a sign that I have an out of control sexual behavior. If I'm not having sex with my partner and choosing to masturbate to porn, I may want to examine why this is happening. This does not mean that I'm addicted to porn or sex. It means I'm actively choosing to do this activity that isn't harmful to me in any way. When we look at the reasons to why people have these sort of out of control sexual behaviors, we can look at the fact that we have zero sex education. How did we learn to be in relationships? How did we learn to engage with our sexual selves? We learn to do this through our sex negative society, our peers who live in the same society we do, and porn. Porn is not sex education, it is sex entertainment. And because of this, it can set up these false expectations of what sexual encounters look like. So if I learn how to be intimate with someone through porn and listening to my peers, no wonder I'm going to be set up to fail. But that does not mean that I'm addicted to porn or sex. It means that I need to do more exploration and insert myself into my sexuality and my choices. A lot of people turn to sex to cope as well, whether it's stress, depression, anxiety. When we have sex, we are building this dopamine and then releasing serotonin and oxytocin. These are happy chemicals that we want to feel. They make us feel better and they relax us. No wonder people want to have sex when they're coping with an unwanted feeling. In theory, there is no difference between exercising to relieve stress and feel better versus having sex with ourselves and others. So I could talk about this topic forever. It is one that is constantly debated in our society and even within the sex therapy community. Thankfully, less and less people are seeing it as an addiction. Let me leave you with this. If you are in a relationship and you catch your partner masturbating to porn, it does not mean that they are addicted to it. Have a conversation with them. And for those of you who are worried that they may have problematic sexual behaviors, reach out to me or your local sex therapist. That is what we are here for. All right, that's all I got. I'd love to hear your comments. Do you think sex addiction is real? Have you ever struggled with sexuality in any way? Comment down below. Until next time.